Hey, what's up, Lemons? SquizzyLemons here, and welcome back to this week's One Piece chapter. So today we're going to be doing chapter 857, Rook. Now, before we start, I'd like to make an announcement about last week's live reaction video. So, if you look on my channel and you're like, so he hasn't done a live reaction video before, that's because the one I did last week was taken, or not last, like 2 weeks ago, since there wasn't a chapter last week. But anyway, it was taken down by copyright. It was manually flagged. I'm gonna assume because I put up the whole chapter so you guys could look around with me, so I wouldn't be describing that the whole time and it being boring. So now I realize why when you look up live reactions of like stuff like this, that people just have their camera like I'm doing right now and just have it there the whole entire video. And that is why, because it gets copyright flagged when you have the chapter. So am I going to show the chapter this week and following weeks? No, because I shouldn't do that. Although I do want to point out that it took them 2 weeks to find it, though, before it eventually got copywritten flagged. So that's interesting. Am I upset? No, I just went ahead and just took the video down and just went and deleted it. I mean, it was already off YouTube anyway. Kind of bummed that it was up for 2 weeks, everything fine, and then bam, it just got taken down a couple days ago. So, yeah. So I will not be doing that in the future. So we're just gonna keep it like this, so I cannot get copyright flagged, and they can't flag me for this. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with the chapter. So we're on chapter 857, Rook. So last week, I want to say that was, or last week's chapter, the last chapter, was 856, and that was a chapter I thought things were really gonna get going, but really it was kind of like a hype train again for things to get going. So I'm hoping in this chapter we get some of the stuff that I hope was going to happen in the last one in this one, such as Luffy and Sanji getting together. I mean, they did get back together, but nothing really happened from that. That's kind of where we ended, where they reunited, and they said they're going to take down this whole wedding. At least that's what Luffy said. Kind of reminiscent to the Robin and Enies Lobby arc, kind of just now with Sanji. It's a twist, but it's a little bit different. Robin's was a little bit more crew based. This is a little bit more Luffy and Sanji based. But enough of that. Let's just go ahead and get on with the chapter. So we have the cover art page is Hancock enjoying the pool. So we have a pool with a little ladder in the back here, then Hancock in like a little tube, inner tube, just relaxing with some sunglasses. And then we have our little snake right next to her, just chilling. So then we have the cover art. Okay, and now we have page 3 or page 1. So there's 17 pages in this, so a little bit shorter than last week's. But let's get started. So a quiet rain falls on the two, and then we're in the sweet city outskirts. And then we have Sanji saying, Jinbei showed up. What? And then Luffy saying, yeah, I was totally surprised too. And then it's just Sanji talking. So Nami's safe then. I'm so relieved. But anyway, now we've just got to think about how we can meet up with everyone, Luffy says. They'll all be stoked once they hear you're coming back. Luffy's laugh. And then Sanji says, I can't possibly look Nami in the eye after everything I've done. And in spite of that, I caused them all terrible grief. Nami and company were worried than anyone after all, Luffy says. So now we jump to the next page. Oh, the rain's letting up, says Luffy. And then Sanji looks like this, with dots, kind of like they're looking at the rain. And now they're in Mirror World. There they are. You'll think they'll be able to hear us, even though these tiny mirror fragments, says the gain in the Mirror World. The last mirror we used to talk to with you was broken while I was on top of this giant tree monster called himself King Bomb. So, hello, Chopper. And then that's a flashback to when the tree was talking to Chopper. There has to be at least a couple of pieces laying around that area. And then Chopper says, hey, Luffy, as he's looking at a piece of mirror fragment looking at Luffy, trying to talk to him. Now we're in the Suiza city outskirts. Hey! Luffy, are you there? That's Chopper's voice, says Luffy. Hey! Found it. It's coming from this little piece of mirror. Luffy, can you hear me? Why is there a voice coming from the mirrors? Says Sanji. It's a long story, but all you need to know is that Chopper's inside the mirror with everyone else. And Sanji's like, huh? What? Chopper, are you guys alright? Ah, Luffy, you're really there. I'm so glad. And Sanji's like, can I have? Like, what are you doing, Luffy? And then Nami says, Luffy, do you have Sanji with you? Then Luffy says, yep, he's right here. What about you? We were able to find and rescue everyone from inside the mirrors, Luffy. And what's more, Brook was actually able to get his hands on a poneglyph, says Chopper, and then Carrot said the thing before. So now Luffy and them know that they have the poneglyph, so that's good. Luffy says, whoa, really? You guys really are the best. Even if you praise me, it won't make me happy or anything, you bastards. You bastard. Carrot goes with it too, and Brook goes it. Says, yo ho, you dunderhead. What is this? God. And then Pedro, Luffy, it's great that Sanji's with you. But were you able to reach an understanding? Sanji's not coming back just yet. Huh? Says the gang. And all in distress. Alright, the page didn't turn, sorry. Okay, Luffy says he's gonna hype up the game. Starting now, we're gonna bust up Big Mom's tea party and wedding and save Sanji's family. And once we're done, Sanji will come back to us. Big. And then they're all just like answering. They're all just confused. And then Sanji's like, Luffy, we're talking about a emperor here. The last thing I want is to endanger everyone. No, endanger Nami because of my own selfishness. That's why. And you see the people in the mirror kind of like, yay! What? And then they're all just like, they're all just falling on the ground. Okay, and then we have Sanji with the dots again, exclamation points, questioning himself. What the hell is your problem? I heard you had a huge fight with Luffy, so I was crazy worried, you dummy. They're all just crying for some reason. I'm just so happy, you dummy, you simpleton. No, Nami says, so as long as we all do that, Sanji will come back to the crew, right? Nami? And Sanji, regarding the matter of you throwing me down into the depths of fear itself, I'll never forgive you. Nami says with the craziest face ever. It's like the face of the devil. And then Sanji's like, ah! And like the arrow is like going through his heart. And he's like, ah! And then she goes, but I suppose I can put it behind me for the time being. The tea party's just around the corner after all. And then Luffy says, so I'm gonna bring you back, even if I have to drag you. Got it, Sanji? And then Sanji goes, could you be proposing to me, Nami? This all makes me feel oddly relieved. Oh my god, Sanji, as usual, doesn't understand what people are saying. Especially if it comes about women. Well then, Luffy, we all know what we gotta do, says Jimbei. Yep, and now that I think of it, Sanji's big sis saved my life. That's when, and then it shows a flashback of Reiju saving Luffy from before. Ah, then we must save her at all cost. But that's easier said than done, even though we don't necessarily have to take out the Big Mom herself. Every time Mama has a tea party, she looks forward to it from the very bottom of her heart to destroy all that would mean. ... Ooh, we're getting mysterious there. And there's not a whole lot left in this chapter, so it's probably not a whole lot going to be happening, but it's a lot of needed stuff, I would guess. To incite the full-blown wrath of one of the emperors. And what's more, it seems you've already been confronted by various uh, sisters. But within, oh wait, my various ministers, but within the Big Mom Pirates, they're at the top, at the tip of the iceberg. There'll surely be many fierce warriors above even them in attendance at the tea party. Jimbei is just explaining what's going on. And not to mention, the emperors of the underworld invited from various nations across the seas. So they're getting into a bunch of stuff right now. And now it has just Luffy and Sanji. Sanji's sitting on a log, Luffy's sitting on the floor holding up a piece of a mirror fragment, just listening to everyone. So then Jinbei and then Misaki from the mirror. So as for we who are standing against them, they are merely 10 of us. Hey, don't include us in this mess. Don't go fudging the numbers. There's merely eight of you, not 10. I think that's Braylu. Like, what are you guys doing? And you can all go and get yourselves murdered, as far as I'm concerned. Oh my God, Braylu. Man. Luffy already talked about this with everyone on this side, but forgive me for changing the subject, but there's something you need to hear. Do you know of Capone gain of age? Well, we do. I don't know if Luffy knows anything. Yeah, he's the guy who made off with Sanji. Well, he knows that. Right. He's one of the worst generation. In other words, one of your contemporaries. Ooh. In his native West Blue, there are 5 enormous mafias, which is the underworld of the entire sea under control. What? 5 mafias? Well, I guess that's why Capone Gauge was made, because there's 5 mafias. Okay, let's see. The 5 great families of the West and the 5 bosses of those mafias. One of them is none other than Jinbei himself. Alright. The monkier Gain comes from the remnants of his younger days, and he was one crazy whippersnapper. He became infamous as a loose cannon, you see. Well, I got that already established and figured out. Loose cannon, get it? As in he ate the cannon fruit? Well, I guess he really ate the castle fruit, but get it? I've heard that he's the sort of man who'd cut off animals' heads and laugh as he watched their withering bodies. Okay. Trapper's like, all scared, and says shudder under him. Luffy says, what? That's beyond terrible. And if you change animals to organizations, they met the very same fate at his hands. And then it has a flashback of Capone Gauge back in the day. So even back in his younger days, he was already gunning for the heads of the bosses of the underworld. Even if they commanded an entire family, he goes straight for the head of any boss who dared resist them, and no one else. But in spite of all that, he showed no interest in improving his status or acquiring territory. He stole money and precious items and nothing else. From then on, he sat back and watched the blood-soaked struggles for power. He merely laughed as he watched the powers that be in the underworld panic. Saying he's a man with bad taste would be an understatement. However, in this world, it's an eye for an eye. Before long, those who would seek revenge on him came for his head in droves. What a story. Oh my God. This man has... Now we're getting his backstory. Man, this is interesting. And yet, that was all the fun and games for Beige. It was all fun and games? He had an ironclad fortress awaiting them, and sent them packing with their tails between their legs, laughing all the while. And once his crew grew bored... Wait, no, not his crew. And once he grew bored of his dominance of the land, he set out to the seas. But his methodologies didn't change. He quickly gained infamy by taking only the heads of renowned pirate captains, but leaving their crews intact. What? Oh my God. Here, take. Alright, Captain, this is taking all your crew's head, but you could stay. Alright, bye. What? And why are you telling this to all of us now, Jinbei? Even when he journeyed out to sea, he was continuously chased by those seeking revenge. And to someone like that, there's no better hiding place than under the umbrella of an emperor. So Beige became a subordinate of Big Mom's. And now his sharpened awareness, in addition to his defensive prowess, have had their value acknowledged, and as of this tea party, he's finally earned the title of Rook as a combatant in Big Mom's forces, and has been given full authority over the security detail of the event. Okay. And then this page is over. So it seems everything is coming into place now. We now kind of understanding why Beige is here, why Beige is getting in all of this, and all of Beige's backstory. So this makes quite a lot of sense, I have to say. So apparently that's what Rook is. Rook is a rank that Big Mom gives you when you're ready to be a combatant and security guard. So he's gonna basically be guarding this whole entire party. Interesting. Okay. And then Jimbei is going on to say, since he and his men will be in guard duty, that means there will be no one to get in his way. The main event of this tea party is the wedding ceremony. And as you know, Big Mom is planning on slaughtering every one of the Vinsmokes at that ceremony, and obtaining all of the Germa for herself, but amidst all of the festivities, Beige intends to take Big Mom's head then and there. What? And actually, they're actually saying, like, what? Like, I'm confused, too. Okay. Never mind what I just said 2 seconds ago. Like, I have no idea what this dude is doing. Oh, my God. Okay. So, he's guarding the party. Probably gonna thwart Luffy and them's plans. And then, at the same time, take Big Mom's head. Okay. Alright, Beige. You make sense. This is, oh, my God. Last week's chapter can go out the window. Screw that. This is getting good. Okay, let's go on with this week's. 857. Whew. We're 3 chapters away from 860. Okay. Are you serious? This tea party is steeped with conspiracy? Oh my God, it is, really. Luffy, as for Peckhams, who guided you all here, the truth is he was taken by Beige and his cohorts, and it was offered to become an accomplice with their schemes. Peckhams, so that's where he went. Yeah. We finally know where Peckhams went. But Peckhams, who has a strong sense of duty, refused the offer. Well, yeah, he refused the offer because the dude shot him in the face. Or he shot him before because he was too much of a baby, apparently, in Beige's eyes when they first took Sanji. And in order to ensure that he was kept quiet, he was shot and dropped in the seas for the sharks to feed on him. Huh? However, luckily for him, he was found by one of my comrades and saved by a hair's breadth. Wow, that's crazy. And he's currently recuperating. So that seems to be the theme. Here, I'll finish this. So he's safe then. I'm glad to hear it, says Luffy. But if headed up to here with this Beige bastard, I'll never forgive him. Luffy, from here on out, is the meat of the conversation. I've heard everything about this plan, from Peckhams himself, and have done quite a bit of thinking on how you all should act from here. Okay. So apparently that's the thing with Peckhams, is he just gets asked about a plan. He doesn't accept the plan. The people shoots him because he doesn't accept the plan, and then he gets saved, and then he sits there and recovers forever. So that's an interesting plan of Peckhams. Man, this is a big conspiracy, a Beige conspiracy. This is crazy. I did not expect anything like this before. Really didn't think Beige was going to be a huge part of this, but apparently he is. I mean, I guess that's why they kept showing him over and over again. I mean, when they first captured Sanji, and then when they kind of got into it, and then, like, Beige captured Sanji, and then he gave him the agreement, and then we never like really saw too much of him again. It was all about the whole Pudding and Big Mom conspiracy, trying to get the Germa, but now, this is getting interesting. So this is why Beige was here all along. This all makes sense. Man, this is getting good. Alright. We are on second to last page here. Once you heard this whole story, I knew that you would want to rescue Sanji and his entire family. I certainly feel bad for Pecoms, but is now really the time to make an enemy of Beige? Hell yeah, it is. Let's get it. The tea party will begin at 10 a.m. That's only about 5 hours away. Of course, it's only 5 hours away. Unlike the 10 of us who are starting now trying to make up a plan from scratch. Told you not to include us in your little schemes. That's brilliant. Oh my god. You fiends, I'll expose all of this. Just you wait. Oh my god. Bajan is, and now if he's just listening to the mirror thing, kind of like this. It's kind of like he's pissed off. But Bajan and his crew have methodically made preparations for this day. Sanji, Luffy, would you join forces with Beige? What? Oh my god. Sanji and Luffy joined forces with Beige? Wait a minute. Please tell me that's on the page. Okay, this is one of those big pages. Hold on just a second, folks. Sorry about that, guys. I actually clicked the stop recording button. But anyway, so we're on the last page here. So I've actually made preparations for a meeting should you go to see him. Alright, let's meet with him right away. Huh? Luffy, you haven't actually been taken in by Jimbei, have you? See, what did I tell ya? Just what I thought he'd say. Luffy, we voted against it 4-2. You might be on to something there. Well, Luffy, are you insane? Calm down. If we don't like the sound of it, we can just turn him down. Our objectives are slightly different after all. Northwest Whole Cake Island, Fire Tank Pirates hideout. So did you off Bobbin? Indeed, I did. He was chasing after Blackleg. And well, the Germa are my heroes after all. Do you really think those guys are coming, father? Jinbei isn't a man who joke around about something like this. It's only logical that neither of us would want to make ourselves more enemies, given that we're both planning on opposing Big Mom. The rest all depends on Straw Hat's attitude. If he does anything to piss me off, all we gotta do is take him out. All we gotta do is take I'm out right here. Gain is gonna give Luffy an offer he can't refuse. One Piece chapter 857 end. Alright guys, so that was the end of this week's One Piece chapter. So a whole lot of Capone gauge stuff. It's quite interesting how they just managed to squeeze all that stuff in. So this is the plan that's going to go on now. Now we've got further detail into the plan that from last week that's going to go into this. Oh my god, what a chapter. Every time you read one of these things, it's like you have like a stroke or something. At least for me, it's like, you know, you either get a lot of information or you just get continuation of what they were doing before. And this is a whole lot of information on the Tea Party and what they're going to do to Big Mom. And now we got Capone Gage into it. So now they're going to maybe team up and then take each other down in the end. You know, like a team up then a backstab sort of deal. So that's really interesting. So I want to know what you guys think about this. So what do you guys think is going to happen next week? I think they're going to go see Capone Gage next week. And then they're going to either take the deal or not take the deal. But it's really crazy. So, but they're going to get a deal. And you can't refuse. I love these Godfather references. They're really funny, but alright. So I guess that's it for this chapter. So see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more content down below. And don't forget to swipe this video with a hot like down below. And Facebook and Twitter links in the description down below. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. And don't forget to keep it squeezed.